All right, guys. So once again, my name is Max Garza III. I'm calling in out of North America. Thank you very much, guys, because now our count here on the webinar has skyrocketed. So thank you for sending out those text messages. Thank you for sending out those emails, those Facebook messages. Literally, guys, it doesn't matter how much time you give somebody. If somebody's hungry, they'll want to plug into the information, right? It doesn't matter if you give me 5 minutes, 10 minutes. If it's something that I know is going to benefit my family financially and I can help people around the world, I'm going to get on and get that information, disseminate it, and share it around the world. And once again, guys, I'm calling out of North America. For those of you who just joined, my name is Max Garza III. I'll be your host and presenter tonight. I am a professional trader and investor, guys, and literally I'm excited about cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, blockchain, and the XE coin, because obviously, guys, at the end of the day, it's a decentralized digital currency. It's a lot like virtual cash or gold, but at its very genesis, guys, and when I say genesis, it makes me laugh because the Genesis block, right, January 3rd, 2009, it's very genesis. Many people that were in the market that trade commodities, people that have been in cryptocurrencies since the 80s and 90s, because it's been around for a while, were pretty excited, but many people didn't know a lot about it, right? Didn't know a lot about the valuation. But lo and behold, a lot of people did pull the trigger, right? And they made fortunes, just like the dot-com boom, right? Just like the computer boom. We've seen many. I tell people we're in a time of emergence, right? We've seen many emergences as a human race, but literally the first internet, guys. Let me just give you a little bit of background real quick before we get this webinar started. The first internet was the Internet of Information, right? About 20 years ago when I was a kid and I was taking computer classes in junior high, I was super excited. Many of you were, right? We started getting computers in our homes. People kept saying, you know what, not everybody can afford a computer. Nobody will ever have a computer in their home. And guess what? The Internet of Information occurred and it exploded around the world, right? Literally, people all around the world were able to connect on a platform that was right in front of them, right? A screen, a computer, and many of you probably remember like Prodigy, AOL. And so for us, that was pretty exciting. We think of Bitcoin and the blockchain as the second internet, right? The second coming of the internet, but basically this is the internet of money, right? Because now with blockchain technology, it's changing so many things about the way we live. It's changing in the future. You'll see not just smart contracts, but also you will see things like changing, being able to do like hospital records, voting, land deeds, driver's registrations. As an example, I heard a funny example about smart contracts with Ethereum the other day. They were talking about how, let's say if somebody was just doing a friendly bet, right? You bet like $10, they would take $5 from you, $5 from me, put it into the code, and as soon as the results came out, it's kind of like your money's held in escrow, right? Boom, as soon as the results come out, it goes into the winner's account. And I thought that was phenomenal, right? Because all it is coding and a blockchain, and once it's a blockchain, it's out so everybody can see it. It's a public, it's basically a public blockchain. So it's super exciting for us, not just as investors, but also as marketing partners, because we understand that at the end of the day, whether it's going to be the XE coin, Bitcoin, or any other altcoin, guys, this is going to be transferred person to person, right? Which means there's no bank, no government control, no prerequisites. You don't have to go to a bank and get permission, right, to own or be able to own and transfer Bitcoin in the future, guys. Now, one of the things you got to remember is timing is very crucial. And many of you on this webinar right now have timing over hundreds of millions of people. Nobody, literally 80% of the world doesn't even know what cryptocurrency is. And many people don't even know what an XE coin is yet, guys, but they're going to find out from people like you, me, and your marketing partners, which is super exciting. So that being said, I just want to give you a little background on why we're super excited, and we'll do some classes moving forward so more people can understand, the beginnings of cryptocurrency, the beginnings of Bitcoin and blockchain technology, because we want you to be able to be really comfortable with this information, but then go out and share it with the world, guys, because there's a revolution going on, and you're part of this currency war that's going on around the world. So let's get this party started. So our company has a simple question, guys. Are you switched on? And the answer, of course you are. We all are. From our cell phones to our cars, homes, our schools, and even our sources of food, without energy, we are powerless, literally. Our whole existence depends on production, distribution, and consumption of energy. One tradable commodity none of us can live without, right? And guys, think about it. There's 7.5 billion people on planet Earth right now, and there's 6 billion connected mobile devices. Now, the question you should be writing down and asking other people, do you think we're really going to get less connected? Technology is getting faster, right? Cheaper, more efficient, and our appetite for energy is voracious. Literally, we're not going to need less energy with more people on planet Earth and more mobile devices, right? So how much energy do you really waste every day was a question that was posed to me a while back. And I thought about it, right? I'm like many of you. I leave lights on. I leave my microwave plugged in, my toaster plugged in. I leave my thermostat, really low. Sometimes I totally forget. But are you aware that 67.8% of the energy produced is wasted due to inefficiencies in the energy infrastructure? In the USA alone, this amounts to over $700 billion in annual losses. Now, this is energy that you've paid for, guys. And this source of information is from the Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory. Now, what you have to remember, guys, is our national grid just here in the United States and around the world, right? But here in the United States, our electricity grid is very old. It needs a lot of updates. It needs a lot of software updates. You're talking about technology from the 40s, 50s, and 60s. And that's why when there's peak demands during the day, you see a lot of blackouts, right? You see a lot of inefficiencies. We've seen it in the news, right? Blackouts from LA to New York. But remember, guys, as this energy is cranking, what are we doing? We're wasting energy every single minute, every single hour, every single day, every single week, guys. Now, the premise, what if you could store energy for a rainy day, like gold, but also be able to trade and sell excess power you do not need to others or back to the grid like currency? Now the power is in your hands. With the Power On Network and XeCoin, you can mine, store, and trade this essential commodity and protect your assets against future downturns in the fiat economy. Everyone will always need energy, guys. And with the Power On Network, you are now the source. So imagine, guys, obviously it's a commodity, right? And we know that our parent company is a pioneer, an absolute pioneer in energy storage devices. And for the very first time in history, guys, you're going to see an actual cryptocurrency coin that is backed by green, clean, renewable energy and physical products, which is super exciting. Now, in phase one, guys, we're telling everybody around the world about our company, obviously about the project we have going on around the world with the Power On Network. But literally, don't forget, guys, that this is going to be the digitization of energy, the conversion of energy into a transferable cryptocurrency. And this is what's going to back our XeCoin. This is what's going to give us a longevity strategy. And this is what's going to give us a valuation that's going to be pretty stable moving forward into 2017 and beyond. Now, the XeCoin is underwritten with energy developed using the best lithium nanotechnology. And what you have to remember, guys, is this is a hybrid proof of stake and proof of work coin. Now, the max coin base is 5 billion, and 95% of those coins are pre-mined. But the most important thing, guys, that I want you to really remember, because you don't have to be a professor of cryptocurrency or mining or anything to make money with this company. But I want you to remember, if you look at this slide right now, we have wallets that are downloadable for Windows, Mac, Linux, and access to web wallets. And you can go to www.xecoin.net. We also have transactions which are verifiable on a public blockchain at www.xecoin.info. Guys, right now our coin is trading between 12.4, and I've seen buy orders all the way up to 50 cents, 87 cents. So they're already on a public exchange. You can go to c-cex.com and view the buy and sell orders there. I tell people all the time, when people approach you about cryptocurrency coins, 2 questions you got to ask them. Which exchange are you being traded on, right? Where can you buy and sell the coin and see the price point? And also, do you have downloadable wallets? If they can't even answer those 2 simplistic questions, then that is not a cryptocurrency, guys. That is not a cryptocurrency coin at all. Run away, right? And for those of you that want to learn more about our XeCoin, guys, make sure you get back with the person that invited you to this webinar and get a copy of our PowerPoint presentation so that you can view this, write some notes down, write some questions down, and get all the information you need to make an educated decision in 2016 moving into 2017. Now, what underwrites the XE coin, guys? Supply and demand, like Bitcoin or any genuine cryptocurrency. However, we have gone further. Together with Exergonics, we are establishing an independent, audited global energy fund. If you decide to liquidate your XE coin directly, rather than sell it on the open exchange, open market, the fund will exchange it for usable energy, kilowatt hours, right, at an equivalent value to our cost of production at that time. Now remember, guys, the United States dollar and Bitcoin are both fiat currencies. They're not backed by anything. The dollar used to be on a gold standard, but Richard Nixon in the 1970s took us off the gold standard, meaning basically my trust in you, if you give me $1, I have trust in you, trust in our government. That's the only thing that backs the U.S. dollar now that we're off the gold standard. Bitcoin's exactly the same. Nothing backs Bitcoin, guys, except for supply, demand, and trust, right? And that's why you see a lot of these bubbles, guys. You see a lot of fluctuation in price points. As an example, in 2011, Bitcoin was being traded at 50 cents and skyrocketed to $62. And then all of a sudden it tumbled back down to $2, right? These big bubbles because it's not backed by anything. Now in 2013, we saw another gigantic bubble. It went from $100 all the way up to $1,242 and then skyrocketed back down to $575. Again, based on the fact that it's not backed by anything, guys, it's fiat currency, the simple law of supply and demand will raise and lower that price point. And now, ever since the Chinese, I mean, we've had like 1 million Chinese citizens leave their local currency for Bitcoin, you're starting to see a jump in price points. In India, there's a big, I mean, literally right now, if you go to Bitfinex or any other exchange, you can see that Bitcoin was trading about $775 to $781. But in India, guys, you're literally talking about people buying Bitcoin at $1,000. So when we talk about the XE coin and we talk about the valuation, not just of our coin, but also the longevity strategy behind it, that's what gives me goosebumps thinking, hey, look, here's Bitcoin. It's the MySpace of cryptocurrency, right? You know that there's going to be a Facebook that comes along, and we truly believe that XE coin can be that Facebook of the cryptocurrency market. And obviously, guys, there's a lot of market penetration left to go. There's about 7.5 billion people on planet Earth. There's about 4 billion people that are banked. So imagine there's about 3.5 billion people on planet Earth that are unbanked, guys. And so if they don't have a bank account, guess what? They don't have to go to a bank to get a XE coin or wallet, right? They don't have to go ask permission to a bank or a government or Bitcoin. It doesn't matter, right? That's what's exciting, guys, is there's so much market availability for everybody. So now our vision and mission is pretty simple, guys. It's to create a better, cleaner, and cheaper way to provide energy to the whole world. Provide a vehicle to supply cheaper and cleaner electricity based on smart storage. Create an opportunity for anyone, anywhere in the world to profit from this revolution in the distribution of energy. And be a part of a mission to make a difference in leaving the world in a carbon-free environment. Basically, guys, we want to be the solution, right, for not just our kids, but our kids' kids. Now, our technology partner is phenomenal. Exergonics is one of the leading producers of distributed energy storage system technology and a pioneer in this industry today. Using advanced nanotechnology and proven power management, Exergonics is able to provide efficient energy storage systems that are portable, modular, and can easily be tied to existing infrastructure. Storing energy is now easier and in your hands. And for those of you that have a mobile device on hand, guys, whether you have an iPhone, an Android phone, an iPad, a tablet, or even a laptop in front of you, we love for people to read more about our parent company, because the more you read about our parent company and our CEO, the more you'll see our longevity strategy in play. You can go to www.exergonix.com. That's www.exergonix.com. Now, guys, on this slide, you can see one of their ESS tower designs. At the very top, you have your battery management system, basically the brain of the tower, right? You've got your security software. You've got your thermal management to make sure it doesn't overheat. You got stackable battery stages. You got advanced batteries. Basically, there's 5 batteries in here, guys. But literally, this ESS tower can power a restaurant, a hotel, a warehouse. I mean, the ability for us to store energy and power, anything that's commercial, industrial, residential, that's so valuable, guys, because there's companies like Tesla, Orison Energy that are also trying to penetrate that market around the world right now. But we literally are with a pioneer in the industry. When it comes to Exergonics, guys, they know what they're doing when it comes to energy storage devices above and beyond. Now, another thing that excites us is talking about this Vertigo dock, guys. Each one of these batteries, you can recharge these batteries. And as an example, if you look at this vehicle right here in the picture, any vehicle past 2008 has a 6-pin in the back, right? So basically, you can plug in a Vertigo dock into your vehicle. As you drive around, you would be recharging this Vertigo dock and batteries. And think about it, guys. When you're driving around, your car produces energy, right? Your alternator, your battery, your brakes, your exhaust. But imagine this. Each one of these small little battery packs is basically 1 kW of energy, which translates to about 1,000 kilowatt hours. So imagine for those of you that have solar PV systems attached to your house, or maybe you have other systems like biomass, hydro. The world as we know it is changing before our eyes. Everybody's looking for a renewable solution. But imagine, guys, moving forward, that you're driving around and you're able to recharge not just these battery packs, but imagine your mobile devices, right? Your iPhones, your Android devices, your iPads. But then if you have a solar system, the average home in the United States uses between 2,500 to 3,500 kilowatt hours per month. Around the world, that's a pretty, even keeled number. But imagine if you recharge all 10 of these batteries, you're talking about 10,000 kilowatt hours. You basically power your house for a month, 2 months, just depending. Everybody's different, right? Some of you like leaving your thermostat on 70 or polar bears, but at the end of the day, guys, know that this technology is going to be available for you and all the marketing partners around the world. And that's what's super exciting for all of us, guys. It is going to change the way we live as a society around the world. Now, this stunningly good-looking man right here is Mr. Don Nasanka. He's the chairman, president, and CEO of Exergonics, guys. He has 25-plus years of global success. This man basically has lived the American dream. His life is like a movie. Like, when you go and watch a movie of a tale that like a winner, right? Like everybody wants that American tale, that American dream. That's what Don Nasanka is, guys. He's a former director at EnerSys Inc., which is the world's largest industrial battery company. He's the founder of Kokum America and Dow Kokum, the first lithium polymer plant in the U.S. Obviously, he's the founder of Exergonics, and he's invested in several green companies. But some of the things that really stand out for me, that really allow me to understand the type of quality of man that he is and the vision that he has for us moving forward, is he's a distinguished alumni of the University of Central Missouri, guys. And he's had an outstanding career. He's the originator of the Innovation Campus, which was recognized by President Barack Obama. And if that weren't enough, guys, he's also been honored by the Lumina Foundation, which is the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, for his contribution to education and the idea of the Innovation Campus. Now, I could go on and on and on about Don Nasanka, guys. I could talk to you about him for like an hour, 2 hours. But just know that when Don Nasanka literally came up with this idea when he was at Hawker, I read a story about him, just so you know. Hawker was doing about $200,000 in yearly sales, and this gentleman right here, this total stud muffin, took them from $200,000 to $200 million in sales. They got defense contracts from the United States government. They got industrial, commercial contracts. So when I tell you that we are partnered with a titan in the energy storage device arena, literally, guys, that's an understatement. So now this is an article, guys, that was put out by McKinsey. It's called The New Economics of Energy Storage. Basically, energy storage can make money right now. Finding the opportunities requires digging into real-world data. Now, energy storage is a favorite technology of the future for good reason, right? What are we starting to see more of, guys? Tesla electric cars, Porsche Carrera electric cars, Ford, Chevy. I mean, everybody is getting an electric car, guys. And there's countries like the Netherlands that are basically banning petrol and gas cars here coming in, like, I think by 2020 or 2025. So obviously many people will see affordable storage as the missing link between intermittent renewable power, such as solar and wind and 24/7 reliability. But guys, one of the things that I really love about what we have in front of us is that Exergonics provides the missing link to the advancement of innovative clean energy solutions around the world. They have proprietary energy storage systems that employ new and significantly improved technologies, guys. I mean, that's really where my passion for this company falls, is because I've been reading about them, studying them, asking questions, because at the end of the day, I want to make sure that everybody understands that we provide a service that's going to benefit planet Earth, our children, and hundreds of millions of families around the world. Now, what's the risk, guys? If the sun stops shining, the wind stops blowing, and the water stops flowing, then the world has stopped turning, right? And remember, you're part of a movement right now, because as people gain passion, it almost turns into an obsession, right? Because you want to help as many people as you can. That obsession can move mountains. It can change countries. It can allow people to dream again, right? So with a renewable, sustainable, environmentally conscious, all backed by a solid, proven business model that rewards people for making this a better world to live in for today and for generations to come, thank you very much for listening to our presentation tonight, guys, because it's going to take people like you to help us get the word out around the world. Now, how do we make it all work, guys? Right here, you have a shipping size container or shipping container size energy storage device that Exergonics puts out. Basically, you have about 5 to 6 ESS towers in here. Each one of these containers, guys, they literally crank out between 1 megawatt, and they can go all the way up to 4 megawatt increments. And if you think about that for a while, guys, if let's say you put 2 of these containers together in an area where there was a natural disaster, like when North Carolina got struck by a bunch of hurricanes, remember? Or in Nigeria, where they have a lot of problems with their local utility grids, right, their electricity grids. These shipping container energy storage devices, guys, they literally could power between 160 to 250 residential homes. Now imagine, guys, whether you have them in a natural disaster area, whether you have them in an area where they don't have a lot of reliability when it comes to the electricity grid, you can plug in conventional energy plants to these energy storage devices, guys. Biomass, hydro, solar, wind. I mean, remember, these energy storage devices can capture 67% of the wasted energy from the inefficiencies, right? So basically, we're providing cheaper, cleaner, better energy to our customers. And don't forget, this power is backing up the XE coin. Because remember, guys, for the very first time in history, you're going to see an actual cryptocurrency company that's not only publicly traded, but backed by clean, green, renewable energy. Now, don't call it a dream, call it a plan, right? For those of you that have joined us tonight and are hearing the information for the very first time, we welcome you with open arms. Now, right here, guys, for many of you that are going to be purchasing a power plan tonight or over the next 24, 48 hours, right here you have your power plan 1, power plan 2, all the way down to power plan 8. All these prices are in euros. So as an example, the power plan 1 is 199 euro. You would have 1,000 coins that are in your power plan 1. You would have 100 personal sales and group sales volume. Your binary cap per week would be 1,000 euros. And then obviously your binary percentage would be 6 to 12%. Now the majority of people right now are focusing on the power plan 5, guys. It's 5,099 euro. And you get 50,000 XE coins that are awarded in that power plan. Now, the personal sales and group sales volume for that is 5,000 euro, and your binary cap per week is 30,000 euros, guys. And again, the binary percentage, depending on your personal sales, is 6 to 12%. But one of the things I want to really stress tonight, guys, is because you got to understand one thing. This company has a promotion right now for anybody that purchases any package, whether it's a Power Plan 1 or Power Plan 8. If you do so before the end of the year, before December 31st, 2016, the company is going to double your coins. That's right. They're going to double your coins. So as an example, if you had a PP3 at 1,099 euro and you had 8,000 XE coins, at the end of the year you would have 16,000 coins. Now, if you purchased a PP6, which is 20,099 euro, and you had 220,000 coins in your package at the end of the year of this year, the company would double it to 440,000 coins. Now, the reason why I'm trying to impress this upon you guys, is because now that many of you know what happened with Bitcoin, you know the history of Bitcoin. Obviously, when it first came out, the valuation was less than a penny, right? If I told you today, knowing what you know since 2009 to right now, knowing that it's trading at about $781 per Bitcoin, if I told you, would you rather have, as an example, 50,000 Bitcoins today or 100,000? The majority of you, 99.999% with that little line on top, would say 100,000 Bitcoin, right? I would. Believe me, I would. So I tell people timing is so important because timing is to business as location is to real estate, and nobody has better timing than you right now. Now let's talk about the first way to get paid, guys. This is called the direct sales bonus. So on your first generation, you qualify for a 5% direct bonus that's paid out to you. Now remember, guys, you don't have to spend $1 if you so choose. You don't want to purchase a packaged power plant tonight. You don't have to. You can start. You can hold your position for free, right, and start making commissions around the world. You can offer our digital currency packages. You can offer our physical products, our services in the future, and you can make money, guys. Many people right now that obviously are looking for a financial solution, when they hear that they can hold a position for free and work their way up, they love it, right? Because a lot of companies don't give them that option. Now, on your second generation, guys, as soon as you hit 6,000 personal sales, you're going to trigger another 3% bonus as far as direct sales bonuses, right? On your third generation, as soon as you hit 10,000 in personal sales, now you qualify for another 2%. And guys, this is super exciting because this is something that not a lot of people have seen before in the industry. There's an infinity bonus. From the fourth generation to infinity, you can qualify to receive 1% all the way down to infinity. And the prerequisite, guys, is you have to hit 100,000 in personal sales. And if you look at this notice at the very bottom, it says all infinity direct sales bonuses are paid down to the next member in your team at the same level or higher, right? And obviously to qualify for this infinity bonus, you do have to have a Power Plan 4 package or higher to qualify for that. But again, guys, many of you are going to be cranking this information out around the world because remember, all you're doing is sharing, right? Listen, we're not asking you to be a super salesperson. We're just asking you to share some information, put them on these webinars. We'll get all the information in front of them, answer the questions, and then you just got to cash the checks, right? So again, guys, you can join for free, hold your position, get to work, build a massive team around the world, and then with your commission, if you so choose to purchase a power plan, that is totally up to you, guys. Now, the second way we get paid, guys, is called a team bonus, and many of you know it as a dual team bonus, right, guys? This is based on a binary compensation model. Obviously, to qualify for the team bonus, the minimum requirement is one personally sponsored paid member on your left and one personally sponsored paid member on the right. Now, if you have less than 2,000 in personal sales, guys, you already qualify for 6%, right? If you just got started, you don't have any personal sales, you automatically qualify for 6% on your pay leg. Remember, you have a power leg, and that's basically where you have the majority of your volume. Then you have a pay leg, guys. Basically, the pay leg is going to be the lesser leg that has lesser volume. And we all start off at 6%. As soon as you hit 2,000 personal sales, greater than 2,000 personal sales, now you've hit an 8% bonus on your pay leg. And as soon as you hit greater than 5,000 euro in personal sales, now you're at 10%. And as soon as you've hit greater than 25,000 euro in personal sales, now you've locked in 12%, guys, on your pay leg or your work leg. And don't forget, guys, these bonuses, these levels, as soon as you hit them, they're written in stone. They don't change. They don't fluctuate every month. And as an example, guys, if you had 10,000 group sales on your left-hand side, let's say that was your power leg, right? And you had 5,000 group side, you would earn 6% of the 5,000 in group sales, which is your lesser leg, and generate a bonus of 300 euro. So again, if you just got started, right, and you had less than 2,000 in personal sales, pretty powerful, guys, because many of you are already building teams in the hundreds and thousands, and we just got this party started. So now let's talk about the infinity matching bonus for a moment. So on your first generation, guys, you can qualify for a 5% infinity matching bonus. On your second, third, and fourth level, another 5%. Now, remember, guys, when we talk about generations, first, second, third, and fourth generations, this can be anywhere from 10 to 25 levels, right, just depending on all your directs. Now, the qualification for this, all you have to have is personal sales of 2,000 euro to qualify for the infinity matching bonus. And again, guys, if you don't want to sleep tonight, pay attention and write some notes right now. This is something that I've never seen in this industry, and I've been in this industry about 15, 20 years. And I've talked to some leaders, some top money earners, top enrollers, and I asked them, have you ever heard of a company that does an infinity bonus from the 5th generation to infinity as a matching bonus. And they're like, you're crazy. What company is that? Then I just put the information in front of them, right, guys? Because literally, if people aren't hearing about it, they need to hear about it. As soon as you hit personal sales of 250,000 euro, guys, you qualify for an infinity matching bonus from your 5th generation all the way down to infinity, guys. Think about how big people's checks are going to be when they start getting to work, putting that information in front of people around the world, right? And once again, guys, the infinity matching bonus is paid down to the next member in your team at the same qualification or higher. So don't forget, if you got people that are qualifying for this infinity matching bonus, you're doing your job. You're doing a damn good job because your checks are going to be healthy. Now let's talk about the payout rules real quick. So every single Friday, 60% will be that will go into your current account or your pay account. Now don't forget, 60% paid out every single Friday. You can withdraw that to your bank debit card or use it in our shop. Now, 40% is going to go into your reserve account, right, guys? So 40% will be paid out every single Friday so you can buy more XE coins. Remember, guys, we understand one thing. A lot of us didn't get to pull the trigger with Bitcoin when it first came out, but we're seeing this before everybody else. So I tell people, if you want to go in and purchase more XE coins, you now have a reserve account where you can go and purchase coins from other members on an open exchange. You make up your mind however you want to do that. But one thing I do want to tell you is the company has a phenomenal loyalty award program. So you get to customize your own returns. If you look at this first part of the slide, guys, after 60 days, you may freely sell or trade 10% of your stake each month, meaning your coins. So as an example, if let's say in your first 60 days you decided, let's just say you had 2,000 XE coins because you got a package before the end of the month, you got the PP1, right? If let's say you want to sell 10% of that after your first 60 days, you can, guys. But one thing I will tell you, and I'll advise you on this because ultimately this is going to be pretty phenomenal because we're talking about loyalty awards, right? Every month in year one, your coins that are stored in the cold wallet, you will receive a loyalty award of an additional 5 to 12% through controlled release of the company stake. Guys, you're talking about a minimum per annum of 60%, right? The company is basically saying, hey, look, for your loyalty, you know, holding the coins off the market, giving it more value, right? We're talking about supply and demand now. We're going to give you a loyalty reward, right? And it gets even better because let's talk about the smart reward. All coins in the cold wallet between year 1 and year 3 will receive the most aggressive award of an additional 20 to 40% through controlled release of the company's stake. Again, guys, we're estimating that this is a 200% minimum capital growth. So obviously for those of you that are looking at this long-term, right, because you're looking at a long-term strategy, I tell people this all the time. Knowing what I know now about Bitcoin, I'll be holding a ton of coins because at the end of the day, the higher the valuation, the more margin you can make as far as your profit, right? So again, guys, never been seen where a company is willing to double your coins because you're being loyal to them, right? And I mean, and these percentages that they're talking about, these percentages are phenomenal. So now let's talk about some power awards, the best of the absolute best. Guys, many of you do a phenomenal job already building massive teams, but imagine this is just the tip of the iceberg. As you get better and better, get more information, start doing your own conference calls, webinars, events, you name it. These are some awards that the company is going to put in your hands for doing a phenomenal job. Look at this Vertigo dock, guys. Remember, don't forget, you can power pretty much anything in your house, your Tesla electric car, your Porsche Cayenne, because they're starting to make Porsche electric cars, and I want one. Look at this Tag Heuer smartwatch, this electronic bike, this Hublot, the BMW i8. You're talking about a $180,000 BMW, guys. It's like 150,000 euros. But I really want everybody to focus on this part of the slide right now. And guys, I want you to dream again. I want you to put a dream board in your room. I want you to put a dream board on your refrigerator, in your car, in your bathroom, wherever you have to put it, and put a picture of your villa. That's right. That's a villa. And you're able to qualify, guys, through your hard work and your timing, obviously. The company will give you a 1 million euro villa when you qualify for it anywhere you want around the world. And look, guys, you see the solar panels? I mean, obviously, it's going to be an off-grid villa. Whatever 1 million euro will buy you, it doesn't matter where you want to put it, guys. Greece, Italy, Turkey, Russia. It's your villa, right? Dream about it, right? Think about it. Obsess about it. Tell people about it, right? Because if you tell people about it, if you believe it, You can achieve it. Now let's look at the Power Reward qualifications. There's only 9 levels. Obviously, we start as a leader, right? Your lesser leg when you hit 2,500 in group sales, and you have at least 1,000 in personal sales, which pretty much all of you are going to smash that first level, guys. Then we start getting into the bronze, the silver, and then as soon as you start hitting gold, you have 150,000 euro on your lesser leg, right? And then 25,000 in personal sales. You're looking at a Vertigo dock as a reward. You hit emerald. Now you're looking at not just a smartwatch, a Tag Heuer smartwatch, but an electronic bike. You hit ruby. Now a Hublot King Power watch, which is awesome. We hit sapphire. Now you're talking about a 50,000 euro pension fund, and who can't use a pension fund? All of us can, right? When you hit diamond, now you're going to be rolling around in your brand new BMW i8, and you can put the license plate. You can put Crypto Queen, Crypto King, XE Coin King. I mean, it's your car. You can do whatever you want with it, right? But at the end of the day, when you hit that royal diamond, and remember, guys, write it down, because if you write it down every single day, and it's in front of you every single day, I promise you, you'll be able to achieve it. A little bit of work and your timing included, the sky is the limit, guys. But when you hit royal diamond, guys, you get to pick your 1 million euro smart villa. You get to pick where you want it, guys. I mean, think about it. This could be a property for not just your family, but your kids' family, your kids' kids' family. I mean, that's why this is so special, guys, because at the end of the day, this company cares about putting these rewards in your hands, right? Now, phase 2, we're talking about the physical rollout, guys, the democratization of energy. And again, we already talked about the Vertigo pack, right, the Vertigo dock. And don't forget, guys, look at this. You can charge your iPhones. You can charge your Android devices. Look at this kiosk. Basically, people will be able to power up their electric cars, sell power back to the grid. We're going to have apps that can tell us, you know, where these Vertigo docks are or where these kiosks are. You know, how much battery we have, how much battery charge we have in our vehicles. So much amazing technology, guys. Now, the timeline is defined, guys. There's a track record in the industry, a well-thought-out plan. If you look at 2003, you know, Don and his team were already looking at nanocell development, automotive powertrains. In 2008, he was working on defense aerospace applications. In 2010, battery management systems. And moving into 2012, we're talking about energy storage system development and solar power purchase agreements. Now we talk about 2014, we're talking about vehicle systems. 2016 is very important, guys, because in 2016, Exergonics acquired Coda Energy. And that's going to allow us to take this to a whole nother level globally. But what's exciting about 2017, because it's a few days away, right? We're going to have a Cube deployment. Guys, this technology is phenomenal because it doesn't matter where you are in the world. It doesn't matter if you're in a deregulated territory or a regulated territory. It's going to allow you to lower your utilities 20 to 30% right off the bat. And imagine, guys, who wouldn't like to save 20 to 30% of the time this webinar? I know I would. I mean, 30% a year, that's a big savings, right? Now, in 2018, going into 2019, we're talking about home systems, guys. If you look at Tesla and Orison Energy right now, they're working on what's called wall batteries, because anybody that has a renewable energy system can be grid dependent. They can cut the cord on the grid, right? Because at the end of the day, don't forget that the local utility is literally passing on all the inefficiencies as far as the cost to global citizens, right? It doesn't matter if you're in America, Mexico, Japan, China. It doesn't matter where you live. Your local utility will always pass on those inefficiency costs to you. And many of you, when you get your residential or commercial electricity bills, it looks like Chinese or German or Spanish, right? They make it so hard to read because they understand that nobody understands that all that inefficiency is being passed on to them. And this home system is phenomenal, guys, because it's going to allow us to go into the market, offer this to global citizens, not just help them out, right, but also create some revenue for our marketing partners. Now, moving into 2019 and 2020, guys, we're talking about Vertigo kiosks that are going to be deployed all around the world and power purchase agreements with other renewables. It can be biomass, wind, hydro, you name it, guys. Now, the power is truly in your hands, ladies and gentlemen, because somebody really cared about your family's financial future, so they shared this webinar link with you tonight. Now, what I advise you to do, guys, is get back with the person that invited you tonight to this webinar. Make sure that you lock in your power plan today, because, again, timing is great until timing is not great, right? You can only tell a story first, but if somebody beats you to it, then they're going to build a massive team with people that you know. So I tell everybody, guys, just put the information in front of people. Make an educated decision. Hold your position for free at the end of the day. And then if you so choose to purchase a power plan, that's totally up to you. But you can get in right now for free. So do not forget that, guys. You don't have to invest $1 if you so choose. You don't want to. But if you want to maximize our compensation model and be able to offer a lot of the products and services that we talked about tonight, obviously, you know, it's in your best interest and judgment to purchase a power plan tonight or before, at least before December 31st, so the company can double your coins. Now, many of you guys, I'm going to leave you with this because I was reading something today and it kind of resonated with me. Many of us that read history books, we remember one thing. You know, when the pharaohs were building pyramids, it was a time of emergence, right? You know, these pyramids were phenomenal, and literally his citizens would go all around the world to get get material for these pyramids, and it was phenomenal, right? But literally nowadays, when we look at our cell phones, just our cell phones alone, right? If you look at an iPhone, guys, millions of people have worked on that device, and that almost literally makes a pyramid fail in comparison, because we are in a society right now where we can travel anywhere we want, right? We can have commerce with anybody we want around the world. We have communications with anybody we want around the world. I mean, that's what I'm talking about when I talk about the iPhone and Android devices. Literally, millions of people have developed this iPhone. It allows us to literally have a supercomputer in our hands. But the one thing I want you to remember about this whole webinar tonight, guys, is there's billions of people around the world that don't have access to banks, right? And they're looking for a financial solution because they're sick and tired of being taken advantage of by their local governments and their local banks. And to be able to do it with an XE coin in the future and allow them to be able to use it for commerce, to use it for energy, to use it for physical products, guys, it's going to change a lot of lives around the world. So when we talk about history, it repeats itself, right? Because we went from the pyramids to the iPhone and now to the blockchain technology. And people like you that are on this webinar tonight are going to change the world. Don't forget that, guys. We'll talk about this a year from now, and you'll see how many lives you changed. But that being said, guys, I thank you very much for spending some time with us tonight. My name is Max Garza III. I'm out of North America. We will see you tomorrow at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. We'll do another training. Don't forget about Anaheim, guys. Look in your training groups and Power On Network groups on Facebook. Make sure you invite as many people as you can to meet Don Nasanka in Anaheim, California next week. Other than that, guys, make sure you keep grinding. Make sure you stay motivated. Turn that passion into obsession. And we will see you at the top of the mountain. This webinar is now adjourned.